Yeah, man, I really wish there were more people out there who just did all that stuff for us.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. In fact, I just sent a message like 2 minutes ago to a lady here in Prague, saying that if she wants to be my manager, she can take care of all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, if she does a good job, please refer her to me because I started hiring some people like right before COVID dropped,
Yeah,
and that was like already a relief to kind of like push some of that
yeah.
our yeah, I want to say it in a nice way, but the reality is I'm pushing my responsibilities off to somebody else.
Like I think that from what I've seen of your work as well, your time is best suited doing what makes you happy, and your talents lie in your art, and then to have to implement some of these business strategies, and unfortunately, I mean, it's a fact of life in our world. That stuff can be kind of burdensome. Take a lot of time and effort and energy out of our creativity. So the sooner I can pass it off, the better.
You have a
Becoming a career, it's more like when I started doing caricatures, it was just a job that I found on Craigslist, and I was already drawing constantly, and I applied. When I started doing it, it was of course like so hard, and
Mhm.
like I just was horrible, and tons of rejections, tons of like just pure anxiety and horror. But like as I was doing it and as I was working, like you have when I first started like really working at it and had like a first 12-hour shift and like just like cranking them out and making money and like feeling really good. It was like the first time that my brain like totally turned off, and
Oh.
yeah, it was like this click moment of like, oh my god, this is like the first time I've ever really felt good, like working and doing something and making something, and it was not like I had decided to be an artist, but just like doing that, like drawing and making money, and like the making money was like secondary because it was just like this is so cool, even though it's hard. So it kind of just slowly developed
Yeah.
from there. Yeah.
So did you have any idea of what you wanted out of that, or you just knew right away like I just want to do this? Like I don't care like what that looks like. I just want to do this.
Yeah, I think the second, the latter. Um, it's I mean even still I don't necessarily know. Um, I'm like someone that's constantly changing and moving and like looking for the next thing.
Well, it's a hard balance to play between being an artist and a businessman because when you start focusing on one, the other one starts to go down a little bit. So you keep having to balance it. It's sort of like trying to build muscle and increase flexibility at the same time. It's like because they're totally opposite sides of the brain. The artist side of you just wants to spend the time, make this nice piece, give them the frame for free just because you like the picture. Like that's
Yeah.
how you're.
Yeah.
And the business side is just like, oh, there's people waiting. Maybe they're gonna leave. I got to draw them. I got to make this one cute so that they're gonna want one. They're completely conflicting things going on in your head, and you have to find like a little healthy balance that keeps you enjoying what you do. If you think too much about business, you're not going to enjoy it as much. And if you think too much about the art, you might not be able to pay your bills. So you have to play that ground. And a good way to do that is when it's busy, then you kind of turn on the business side, and when it's slow, you intuitively know to like slow down, have fun, enjoy yourself because that's important.
Because the company has grown, it isn't really up to me, if that makes sense. Because I share ownership with Hank and with Ben and with Dana, who are the other two like full-time artists and the people that I work with. We all share ownership in the company, and we have a couple of other satellite artists who like work for us as contractors for events and stuff in different parts of the country. Lee's in Phoenix, Jenny's in Los Angeles, and Ryan is in Dallas. And like we don't all necessarily see like we're all kind of on the same level with politics, but we don't all agree about like for instance I've made when Bernie Sanders was running, I made a Bernie Sanders pancake. And I made one back in 2016 as well, because I really like the guy, and I think I'm like, yeah, this is a good this guy could win. This would be great if we had him. And but like I don't own the Dancakes social media feed, so if other people I work with aren't comfortable with us taking a stance on something like that,
Mhm.
I end up having I defer to them, like because it isn't one of the things that I've like I think one of the biggest things I've learned being a part of this is that I don't have all of the control, and I don't want it. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like I don't want to be. I don't feel comfortable in like a position of authority with the people that I'm working with. I feel like it's much better for us all to be on the same level. And if any of us wants to get something done, we have to get everybody else to agree with us. And if we can't, then you move past it and you go do something else. But I feel like it's a much better thing long term to just do things that everybody agrees with, at least within the company itself.